Welcome. I'm doing this video in relation to something that we discussed in one of our lessons. But I decided to have it as a video because some of you were not there. And it is just right that we start working on some of the concepts that I think would be user-friendly. We would want to pick up from the concepts that we are supposed to implement. One of those being creating our projects. So I would want us to build projects that will be as follows. I've just been working on a few things that I think should be able to help us. So here's what I would want us to do. I'd want us to work on PHP. I'd also want us to work on C++. I'd also want us to work on Visual Basic. So with what we have done so far, we can safely say we've covered most of PHP, we've covered most of C++. We have quite a number of elements to work with for Visual Basic, and we also need to work a bit on our databases. But I think in the meantime, the two programs that we can start working on immediately are PHP and C++. So I was thinking for PHP, we do a project for a canteen system. For C++, I was thinking we do a student record system. And then for Visual Basic, I was then thinking we could do a student fees manager. I think all these will pretty much interact or can give us more or less the same platforms that we might need to work with. So given this, I'll then want to state that each of these elements can interact. How can they interact? We can say students generally go to a canteen to get some food. Students, they need to have a record of what a student is doing and how they're doing it. Fees, students need to pay fees at one point. So don't worry about there not being a direct relation to each of these elements. But I'm then considering that with each of these concepts, we can be able to play around with what we've got and come up with a running system or running systems that we'll then be able to use. So bear in mind that most of this we're saying we're doing it so that we can get to advance our learning of each of these languages. So please, let's get started into this. And we've got a few months left. So if it is possible, I would want to get to see people's progress by about the 15th of October 2022. Please feel free to look for me and ask questions where you might need help so that we can be able to get working.